Have you ever felt that your life stands apart from those around you? Perhaps even as a child, you sensed that you didn't quite fit in, as if you carried something extraordinary within you, something you couldn't fully define. While others seemed to move through life effortlessly, caught up in carefree routines, you found yourself diving deeper, questioning why you always felt out of place. That feeling isn't a coincidence. In truth, it could be the strongest sign that you were chosen for something far greater, even if you haven't realized it yet. What if I told you that none of what you've experienced in life has been random, that every doubt you've ever had was actually a sign of something profound? Think back to the times when you felt lost, misunderstood, or like you didn't belong. Those moments may have been fragments of a grand design set in motion long before you were even aware. Picture this. From the very moment you took your first breath, something unseen began to guide your steps. Every challenge, every question, and even those lonely moments were part of a larger plan. But here's the question. Why is the journey of the chosen so challenging? Why do you, of all people, feel like your path is heavier, but also filled with undeniable meaning? In this video, I'll show you how, from your earliest memories, the smallest details were signs that you're not here by accident. These signs point to a unique destiny, a mission you may have overlooked until now. And the best part? I'll help you uncover how this all connects to your own life. If this resonates with you already, it's because your spirit recognizes the calling. So, don't wait. Subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications to ensure you never miss content that could change your life. Your story begins to unfold today. Get ready, because in the next section, we'll start this journey by exploring something deeply overlooked: what your first breath says about your destiny. Are you ready? 1. Your first breath, a gateway to your unique mission. Think back to the exact moment you entered this world, to your very first breath. That moment was not just the beginning of your physical life, it was also the awakening of something far greater. The first air that filled your lungs was much more than a biological necessity. Your first breath was like the opening note of a unique melody that only you can compose. Each note of this melody began to shape a special path, marked by a mission that goes far beyond what the eyes can see. Many believe that life starts only at birth, but for those who are chosen, the journey runs much deeper. From the very beginning, there was something distinct about you. The place where you were born, the people who surrounded you, and even the first words you heard, none of it was random. These details, often overlooked, are pieces of a larger puzzle that only begins to make sense when you awaken to your true essence. You were set apart from the start, even if that truth hasn't yet fully unfolded. Imagine this. With that first breath, you became connected to an unseen force, one that has quietly guided every step of your journey. This force is like a map, charting the path toward a mission that only you can fulfill. What makes this even more remarkable is that, from that very instant, you carried within yourself an extraordinary potential, a spiritual mark that can never be erased. Yet it's not uncommon for this calling to go unnoticed in the early years of life. After all, something so profound isn't always easy to understand right away. Perhaps, without even realizing it, you sensed that your life wasn't like that of other children. While many seemed content simply living in the moment, you carried a quiet restlessness, a curiosity that couldn't be ignored. This feeling that there was something more started right there in that very first moment when air filled your lungs. And this connection is so powerful that it has never left you, not even during the most challenging times. It's fascinating to think that while so many people live their lives without reflecting on the true meaning of existence, those who are chosen have felt from an early age that they are part of something much greater. It's as if deep down, your soul already knew that reality extends far beyond what can be seen. But why does this deep connection so often come with feelings of isolation or not belonging? To understand this, we need to take a closer look. From childhood, You may have noticed that the way you viewed the world was different. This perspective, which led you to question what seemed normal to others, was a clear sign that you carried something special within you, something that might have gone unnoticed at the time, but has always been present. Have you ever wondered how something as natural as your sensitivity could carry such an extraordinary purpose? Let's explore this together in the next section. 2. Why feeling different was never a mistake. From a young age, you may have sensed something within you that you couldn't quite explain. While other children ran around and played, you often found yourself observing, reflecting on things that seemed insignificant to everyone else. Perhaps it was the way you saw the world, deeper and more sensitive. It wasn't that you didn't want to fit in. It was as if something inside you whispered that a different path was meant for your life. That feeling of not belonging wasn't a mistake. It was a sign that you were in tune with something greater. Think about the times you looked at others and wondered, why am I like this? Why can't I feel the same as everyone else? It might have felt lonely, but the truth is that this feeling is one of the clearest signs that you are special. Those who are chosen carry within themselves a profound connection to the universe, and often this makes them feel isolated from those who have yet to awaken to something greater. This isn't something to fear, it's a gift, even if you haven't realized it yet. Have you ever been told you're too sensitive, or asked, why do you overthink everything? How did those words make you feel? Often, such questions hold important clues about who we are and how we view the world. These comments may have made you doubt yourself, but they were merely reflections of how your perspective was always different. While others focused only on the surface, you looked beyond, seeking to understand the reasons, the connections, and the deeper meaning of everything. And here's what's most remarkable, that ability has always been within you, even since childhood. Now let me ask you, have you ever felt like something greater was guiding your decisions, or like you didn't quite belong, even without knowing why? Share your experience in the comments. Your story could help others feel less alone and strengthen the unique connection we share here. Let's create a space where everyone feels heard and valued. But why does this feeling of being different seem to come with such heightened sensitivity? Because from the very beginning, your soul carried a unique gift. In the next section, we'll dive into this extraordinary trait that has always been a part of you, even if you didn't fully recognize it. Don't go anywhere. This next part will amaze you. 3. Discover the power of your childhood sensitivity. That feeling of being different, the one that stayed with you from a young age, wasn't just something that set you apart from others. It came from a very special place, your sensitivity. Have you noticed how you've always been able to pick up on things that others seem to overlook? Maybe it was the energy of a place, the mood of someone before they even spoke, or an intense emotion that you couldn't quite explain. That sensitivity wasn't a coincidence. It was a gift that has been with you since childhood, shaping the way you connect with the world around you. Think back to the moments when you cried over something others dismissed as silly, or when you felt uneasy in a space without knowing exactly why. Perhaps you didn't understand it at the time, but this connection to the energies around you was the universe showing you that your soul carried something unique. Those who are chosen possess this sensitivity as a channel to perceive what lies beyond the visible. It's as if you were born with a special antenna that picks up on details invisible to most people. During your childhood, while other kids were busy with their toys or running around without a care, you often sat quietly observing, not because you were strange or different, but because your mind was already absorbing something greater. Maybe you felt a sense of depth in simple moments like a sunset or the sound of the wind. Your soul always sought meaning where others only saw the obvious. This was a reflection of your gift, one that was often misunderstood by those around you. Here's the fascinating part. This gift isn't always easy to bear. Being sensitive can sometimes feel like a heavy burden. You feel things more deeply. You suffer over what others barely notice. And sometimes you withdraw to protect your heart. But this sensitivity is what connects you to your mission. It allows you to see someone's pain before they even ask for help. It enables you to dream and imagine a better world, even when the world seems overwhelmed with chaos. Now think about the impact of this gift throughout your life. Every time you sensed that something was wrong before it happened, every moment you had a strong intuition about something important, it was all part of your connection to the unseen. But why does this sensitivity so often come with challenges? Why does it seem like those who feel more deeply also carry more pain? In the next section, we'll dive into how the challenges you faced during childhood, which often seemed so unfair, were actually part of a preparation for something much greater. Don't miss it, because this is where everything starts to make sense. 4. Were childhood challenges preparing you for something greater? Picture a child sitting alone, observing the world with curious yet doubtful eyes. That child could have been you. Perhaps you experienced moments of feeling completely alone, not understanding why some things seemed so difficult for you while they came easily to others. Those times when it felt like no one around you could truly understand, when the weight of your emotions was overwhelming and you found yourself asking, "Why is everything like this for me?" What you might not have known back then is that those experiences weren't there to break you. They were part of an invisible training, shaping your soul for something much greater. Think about the trials you faced, difficult friendships, moments of rejection, or that feeling of not being heard or understood. These obstacles were not punishments, but tools meant to strengthen your essence. Just like iron forged in fire, your soul was being prepared for the unique journey that only you could walk. Can you recall a specific moment from your childhood that stands out? Maybe it was a time when you felt an unseen force guiding you, even if you didn't recognize it at the time. It could have been an accident narrowly avoided or a simple piece of advice from someone unexpected that completely changed your perspective. These moments weren't random. They were reminders that even in the toughest times, you were never truly alone. It was as if an invisible hand was guiding you, ensuring you kept moving forward, even when it felt impossible. But why do those who are chosen seem to face so many challenges early on? It's because those called to something extraordinary must first be prepared. Every tear you shed, every doubt you confronted, and every obstacle that seemed insurmountable were part of a greater process. Now looking back, you can begin to see how those experiences shaped your essence. They made you stronger, wiser, and uniquely capable of understanding the pain of others in a way few people can. If you're hearing these words now, it's because your journey carries a special meaning. Your story is unique, and the signs that have shaped your life are proof that you're here for a reason. That's why I invite you to subscribe to this channel. It's not just about accessing more content, but about joining a community that understands and values this calling. Your story matters, and it has the power to inspire others to discover their own paths. Speaking of finding paths, have you noticed how your most difficult experiences have opened doors to something greater within you? These trials have connected you to answers that were often hidden in plain sight. In the next section, we'll explore the moment when those answers began to emerge and how they revealed that your life has always been guided by something far beyond the ordinary. Stay with us, because we're only beginning to uncover what makes you truly special. 5. How adolescence unlocks the questions of your soul. The challenges of childhood, which so often seemed unexplainable, begin to take on new forms during adolescence. This phase, marked by changes and profound discoveries, is when many of the questions you carried throughout your life start to surface with greater intensity. The feeling of not belonging becomes even more apparent. You find yourself torn between trying to fit into what others expect and following something deeper that calls from within. While many teenagers focused on superficial concerns, perhaps your thoughts seem to go far beyond. Questions about the meaning of life, your purpose, and what truly matters began to take over your mind. It wasn't that you wanted to be different, it was as if your soul naturally sought answers that no one around you even thought to ask. And once again, this was no coincidence. It was a reflection of something greater unfolding within you. During this time, it's common to face internal conflicts. There were moments when it felt almost impossible to understand what was happening. Doubt and uncertainty could be overwhelming, but those emotions were part of a larger process. Your mind and heart were aligning, preparing to recognize that there is far more to life than what is visible. Adolescence often marks the beginning of the awakening of something that has always been inside you. Then, the signs begin to appear, not in obvious or explicit ways, but through small, almost imperceptible moments. They might have been situations that made you feel a deep connection to something greater, or encounters and experiences that seemed to happen at just the right time. These signs are like pieces of a puzzle, slowly fitting together and leading you to realize that your life is unfolding along a unique path. However, with these discoveries come external challenges. The struggle to adapt to a world that often doesn't understand your depth can be exhausting. Even so, it's within this conflict between what you feel and what the world expects that your true purpose begins to reveal itself. It's as if, even without understanding everything, you start to sense that there is something within you that cannot be ignored. But why does this inner calling grow so strong at this particular moment? And how can you recognize the messages it brings? In the next section, we'll explore the first signs of spiritual awakening and how they play a vital role in connecting you to your mission. Stay tuned, because we're just beginning to uncover what makes you truly unique. 6. Signs of awakening. Have you experienced the universe's whisper? Have you ever felt something unexplainable, as if the universe was trying to tell you something important? Maybe it was a dream so vivid that it felt more real than reality itself. Or perhaps it was a different kind of sensation, as you walked through a familiar place, like an invisible energy connecting you to something greater. These are the first signs of spiritual awakening, subtle manifestations that appear to remind you there is far more happening than what the eyes can see. You might have experienced this in everyday situations, an unexpected encounter with someone who said exactly what you needed to hear, a sudden thought that came out of nowhere, bringing surprising clarity, or even a sense of peace in the middle of an emotional storm. These moments are not coincidences. They are whispers from the universe, trying to catch your attention and showing you that your journey is aligned with something far greater. These signs may seem small, but they carry profound messages. They might appear in something as simple as a word someone says, or a number you keep seeing over and over again. Maybe you found yourself wondering, does this mean something? Why does it feel like more than just chance? That curiosity, that desire to understand, is the first step to recognizing that your soul is beginning to awaken. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced something like this? A dream, a thought, or a feeling that seemed bigger than what logic could explain? Share your story in the comments. Don't worry if it sounds strange to others. This is a space where every story matters. Your experience could be the missing piece for someone trying to understand their own journey. And here's the most fascinating part. These signs don't stop here. They become more frequent and more clear as you start paying attention. It's as if the universe is saying, you are ready to listen. Aye, but why do these signs come with so much mystery? In the next section, we'll explore how these signs reveal that you have been chosen for a unique path. Get ready to discover how everything that has happened so far points to something only you can accomplish. 7. A unique path designed just for you. As the signs become more evident, a profound truth begins to emerge. Your journey doesn't follow the same patterns as those around you. Everything you've experienced so far, the challenges, the doubts, the moments of connection, all point to something greater, something entirely your own. You're not here to walk in someone else's footsteps. You were chosen to follow a unique path, one that holds characteristics and experiences that belong exclusively to your story. This calling is not something random. It is the result of a preparation that began long before you became aware of it. Every experience, every feeling, and every choice has shaped you for a higher purpose. That's why, so often, what works for others may feel like it doesn't apply to you. While many follow more straightforward paths, your journey is different. It challenges conventional patterns and requires a level of courage to navigate. Being chosen for a unique path means you carry a purpose that transcends the ordinary. This doesn't mean it's easy. On the contrary, the fact that your path is so distinct also means you'll face more challenges. These challenges aren't there to hold you back, but to strengthen you, to refine your abilities, and to align your essence with the higher purpose that guides your life. The journey of someone chosen is filled with moments where answers seem hard to find, but it's in these moments that you discover the strength and determination that were already within you. It's not about following someone else's example or seeking external validation. It's about recognizing that what makes you different is, in fact, what makes you special. But what does it really mean to be chosen? It means that throughout your life, you'll be called to make decisions that often defy expectations. It means you'll need to rely more on your intuition and less on what seems to be common logic. This can be challenging, but it's also how you deepen your connection to the mission you were meant to fulfill. And what role do the signs play in this journey? They are constant reminders that you're on the right path. They are small confirmations that, even when everything feels uncertain, you're moving in the direction of your purpose. In the next section, we'll explore the meaning of these signs and how they reveal important truths about your path. Stay tuned, because what comes next could transform the way you see your life. 8. How signs guide you to your true purpose. Imagine a simple moment. You're walking down the street and suddenly hear a phrase that feels like it was spoken directly to you. Or perhaps you notice a number appearing repeatedly in unexpected places. These situations, which might pass unnoticed by many, carry a profound meaning for those in tune with something greater. They are like hidden messages sent to remind you that you are on the right path and that your journey has a special purpose. These signs show up differently for each person. Sometimes they come as a sudden intuition, that feeling that you need to act without knowing exactly why. Other times, they arrive through people like advice or words that somehow touch your heart at just the right moment. These small details are ways in which the universe reveals important truths about your life, reminding you that you are never walking this path alone. Think about a moment when something seemingly ordinary felt like it held a deeper meaning. Maybe it was a song that seemed to describe exactly what you were experiencing, or a dream that left a strong impression on you. These events are not mere coincidences. They are reminders of the connection between what you live and the larger plan for your life. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had an experience like this? A sign that felt as though it was meant just for you? Share it in the comments. Your story might inspire others who are searching for meaning in their own signs. Never underestimate the impact your words can have on someone facing something similar. Signs serve another important purpose. They help you trust. In moments of doubt or uncertainty, they appear to reassure you that you are moving in the right direction, even when you cannot see the full path ahead. These reminders, though simple, are powerful and can transform the way you approach the decisions you need to make. But why do these signs often show up during the most challenging moments? This happens because they are directly tied to your purpose. In the next section, we'll explore how to recognize and embrace your true essence, using everything you've learned so far to finally connect with who you truly are. Don't miss it, because this is the moment when the pieces begin to fall into place. 9. Step into the truth of who you are meant to be. We've reached the point where everything begins to make sense. Looking back, you can see that every challenge, every feeling, and every moment of doubt was never random. All of it was part of a greater plan, a path that only you could walk. The truth is, you've always been special, even if for a long time you doubted it. Now, you know that the signs, the experiences, and even the difficult moments were guiding you to discover who you truly are. Being chosen isn't about having a perfect or struggle-free life. On the contrary, it's about understanding that every step, no matter how confusing it may seem, is leading you toward a unique purpose. It's time to embrace this truth and accept that you are shaped for something greater. When you align yourself with your path, an invisible force empowers you to overcome any obstacle. Now, I want to extend a special invitation to you. If you've made it this far, it's because something within you resonated deeply. Don't ignore that calling. Subscribe to the channel right now. This isn't just about watching more videos. It's about being part of a community that seeks to grow together, a space where we can all learn from one another. Share this video with someone you know who needs to hear these words, and take a moment to like the video, helping more people discover what it means to be chosen. This small action could change someone's day or even their life. And before you go, check out the next video on the screen. There, you'll find more answers and gain an even deeper understanding of your spiritual journey. Every experience you've lived up until now has prepared you for this moment. Recognizing the signs, understanding your sensitivity, and embracing your unique path are essential steps toward fulfilling your mission. Your journey is only just beginning. Don't hesitate to take this next step. See you in the next video.